Hello, it is Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. I'm Chris Bremo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday puzzle today, which means a relatively approachable, themed crossword. And it's good that it's relatively approachable because I still have a bit of an itchy throat, so hopefully this doesn't take me too long, and I apologize if I have to occasionally stop, pause the video to drink some tea or water. You shouldn't notice. I'll just edit those bits out. But if you see my face jumping around slightly from frame to frame, that might be why. Anyway, this is a Tuesday puzzle, and this hopefully approachable and not too taxing edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark, the indomitable Showmaster, and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 6 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. They are the generous supporters who keep this channel going. I really do appreciate it. It sustains this series, and that goes for everybody who is a patron of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. So thank you if you are one of those patrons. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to consider directly supporting this channel, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field. There you can get access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the Patreon channel. And of course, as a benefactor, you also get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug. So thank you again to everybody who is a patron. And thanks if you're a subscriber to the channel as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not gotten around to that. And also, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link to that nice, friendly chat community under the video in the description field as well. So let's get on to the crossword. This is the second construction by Catherine Ladner. It was edited, as always, by Will Shorts, and we will have some kind of theme today. So let's start solving and find out what it is. Word for word, verbatim, that doesn't fit. Exact, precise. Oops. I mean, maybe. Place for experiments is a lab, I would think. A laboratory, so let's put that in there. Does that help? Word for word. Not quite seeing it. Reach as a goal. You could attain, no. Achieve? Yeah, you could achieve your goal. There we go. What rinks have and neat drinks don't. Ice. So if a drink is served neat, it's without ice, and an ice rink might be where you, I don't know, go ice skating, for instance. Word for word. Oh, literal. Yes, okay. It was a literal quote, a word for word quote, you might say. NYC's 5th EG, New York City's 5th Avenue. There we go. And Picasso's Blanc Demoiselle d'Avignon. So that looks like les, which is the French plural definite article, so the for plural contexts, the Demoiselle d'Avignon. All right. Dogs like Snoopy. Snoopy from Peanuts is a beagle, so dogs like Snoopy are beagles, plural. And untrue, that's a lie, you might declare. Not about anything clued in this puzzle, I would hope. With 50 down, oh, here we go. With 50 down, things centered in across answers in this puzzle. It looks like 8. Let's just see if that works. I don't have any reason to know that yet, but it just seems like that's what the word is. Biblical possessive could be thy. It's often in the Bible for your. And depend on is to rely on. All right, there we go. General idea could be the gist. You have the gist. You have the general idea. And the entire range could be the gamut, the full gamut of choices available to us, the entire range. A Reddit Q&A is an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, and Blank Perry, award-winning author of South to America. I'm not sure. That doesn't ring a bell to me, unfortunately. So what about this? Baloney. Malarkey? There we go. That's sort of a slightly quaint way to refer to nonsense, tripe, utter rot, rubbish, malarkey, baloney. There we go. Brought together could be united. No, doesn't quite work, does it? Brought together, united, or brought together. I don't know. I can't get my brain off of united, which clearly isn't the answer because it's too few letters. Attach with a string or cord. You could tie something on to something else, or tie to, actually, I guess it could be as well. On the wrong side of. Again, if you're against something, you're on the wrong side of it, maybe. Oh no, but we need the of. This parenthetical of means we're going to apply it to the answer, not just the clue. So it couldn't be against, because then we'd have to say against of, which is not correct. Doesn't sound right. Rock's star, that would be Ringo Starr, the drummer of the Beatles, of course. So attached with the stringer chord is indeed tie on. Okay. So on the wrong side of. I don't know why I can't see it, but I can't. So we'll move on. Phony could be fake. And felt remorse over. Maybe you rued something. You regretted it. You felt remorse over it. Could be. Could this be an Auk maybe? No. Not an Auk, but rather August. Month shared by Leo and Virgo. The month of August, I suppose. I never remember this. I think I might be a Virgo. I think. Hard to pin down. I don't know. This answer is hard to pin down for me. Brotherhood could be a fraternity. There we go. And hard to pin down. What am I missing here? I don't know. Bog fuel. Peat. You could have a peat bog. Okay, so I had to take my first tea break there. Oof, all right. Like some nosy questions. They're probing. You could ask a probing question. It's a bit nosy. Adornment worn above the elbow. An armlet? Is that what you'd call that, I think? That sounds right to me, I think. Corn holder could be a cob, corn on the cob. And lawyers group could be the American Bar Association, the ABA. Wispy clouds. I think wispy clouds are cirri, which is the plural of cirrus clouds. And then there's, I used to actually know these when I was much younger. There's stratus and cumulostratus and nimbus and cumulonimbus. I don't remember what they all are. Anyway, wispy clouds are cirri, I think. A block of gold is an ingot of gold. And The Agony and the Ecstasy, biographical novel about Michelangelo, which has been made into a film as well. A thorny savanna tree is an acacia. There we go. That looks familiar. I don't know that I would have remembered it was a thorny savanna tree, but I do remember the exact. I mean, I've seen acacia trees before in a general sense. All right, probing, we got that. A trade restriction is an embargo. Director Howard, Ron Howard, the director and actor. Nickname that might drop Vin or EB. Melvin? No. No, it's wrong in a number of ways. It doesn't work at all. Maleb would be the name if this were an M. What is this? Calvin? Calvin, Caleb. There we go. Oh, KG, hard to pin down. That's strange. I would never have assumed KG to be spelled this way. I would have assumed it was spelled this way. It looks like it's missing something to me. Oh, that's funny. Well, okay, hard to pin down. See, if you're KG, you're being evasive, you're hard to pin down. Anyway, that's the answer. I didn't realize that was a valid spelling. The Blank of Pooh, Benjamin Hoff book. I think it's the Tao of Pooh. I don't actually know. I mean, I think I've heard of this book. It's sort of referring to the concept of the Tao from Taoism, but then applying it to Winnie the Pooh. So I guess it's lessons you can learn from Winnie the Pooh, I guess. I don't really know. But I have heard of it. I've heard of this book. Speed detecting device. So radar can be used for speed detection. Bête noire is a pet peeve, so you're kind of Bane. I think this might have been in the crossword recently, maybe as Bane or something involving it in some way. Can't remember. Some pickles could be a pickled food, or it could be pickle meaning a tight spot, a jam, a difficulty. But I'm not sure which. Oh, brought together, unified. Ah, okay, there we go. Not united, but unified, and that works very well. Sort of, unification of Germany, that kind of thing. Brought together. On the wrong side of a four, on the wrong side of four, a foul of. You could fall afoul of somebody. There we go. That's the answer. And that works with the of. So on the wrong side, of, a foul, of. They both need the of, a parenthetical of. All right. Cry of disgust. Ugh. You might cry, as I do at myself when I can't see things like unified. Throngs could be hordes of people, maybe. And aeronaut propelled by hot air. A balloonist? Yes, there we go. A hot air balloonist. An aeronaut propelled by hot air. Model airplane material, balsa, that incredibly light wood, balsa wood. I remember always being astonished by how light balsa wood is. It just seems it shouldn't exist. Girl who went down a rabbit hole. Alice, of course, famously in Through the Looking Glass, or Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, I guess is the full name of the book. Fruit that makes your lips pucker. A lemon, that's very sour, of course. And a beverage that might be blonde or brown. You could have a blonde ale or a brown ale. There we go. Tart light green drink is limeade. There we go. So the slightly less ubiquitous cousin of lemonade. A woolly mama. Oh, a ewe. Right, okay. A female sheep. There we go. If you made an angry face, you scowled, maybe. And in the style of is Allah. So to thee, literally from the French. And here, yes, hero of a Virgil epic is Aeneas from the Aeneid. And there we have it. Have to have. If you have to have something, you absolutely have to have it. You need it. And like Merlot wine, Merlot is a red wine, Merlot grape. And like eggs in nests and carpets on floors, they're laid. You lay an egg in a nest and you lay carpet on the floor. 32 Flavors singer Annie DeFranco. I wonder if I'd recognize the song. I don't recognize the name of the song, but I might recognize it if I heard it. I certainly remember the name of Annie DeFranco. Comic Sans is an oft-mocked typeface. It's that sort of, it's meant to look like, well, as the name suggests, it's meant to look like the lettering in comic strip speech bubbles, but it's associated with kind of amateur usage and typography of, sort of inappropriate uses where it's used, often it'll be used in a serious context and that sort of thing. Nincompoop is a twit, maybe? And title role in the Best Picture of 1962, Lawrence of Arabia, truly an absolutely astonishing film. It really, really is one of the great films. Peter O'Toole, of course, as Lawrence. I, for a long time, to stare at somebody, to eye them for a long time. And some pickles... Why do I not see what this is? Does it end with an S? The turf of a surf and turf... Oh, steak, right. Surf and turf being lobster and steak, I suppose. And feature of sneakers typically, but not loafers, would be laces. You lace up sneakers, but not loafers, which are slip-ons. And some... Oh, I see. Dill pickles, right. You could have a dill pickle, a cucumber pickled in brine with dill. Okay, offered quiet sympathy in a way is lent an ear, maybe? Yes, there we go. Just listened, quietly sympathetic. To soak up the sun is to bask. Oh, we didn't see this tea. Oh, chai in English, yes, tea. There we go. Okay. C4 down. Oh, right, right, yeah, so we've gotten through this puzzle almost entirely, and I haven't a clue what the theme is. What is going on? 8. So this is where the first theme clue would often be on a kind of normal theme day. It would be here. So, okay, so 8. Yeah, it just says C4 down. We don't have any more information. All right. Ich bin ein Berliner, famous speech excerpt from John F. Kennedy. And 8. I just don't know what that's going to be. Jennifer, who wrote A Visit from the Goon Squad, that's the novelist Jennifer Egan. And Crater's Edge is the rim of a crater. St. Louis to Indianapolis direction. I don't know, but we do know that that each of these 3 letters will be N, E, S, or W because they're cardinal directions. So it'll be, north by northwest or something like that. It won't be that because those letters don't really fit in here. This looks like it almost has to be east, doesn't it? Which means I think it has to end with east as well. And this will be either north or south. Stupefied. Oh, yes, it'll be north. In a daze, maybe? You're stupefied in a daze? These direction things, even if you don't know the specific geography in question, are often very useful in that regard because they're so constrained. If one feels remorse over something, one regrets it. Oh, didn't we also rue something when we felt remorse over it? I think we did. I don't know, that was somewhere, but that did happen. I regret not being able to find it. C4 down, eight birds? Okay, this looks like mens rea. Yes, legal term meaning guilty mind. A term I've mistranslated a couple of times on this crossword before, but yes, guilty mind, it has to do with knowing that you were committing the crime. And then pirate's domain is the sea. Here we have philosopher Lao Tzu. And was there anything else we didn't get? I don't think so. So, there we go. All right, well, we've solved the puzzle without having a clue as to what the theme is. So 8 birds. So where do we, oh, eagle. Oh, right, eagle. Here's a bird. Okay, so, okay. Turn. Here's a bird. And what did it say? It said things centered in across answers in this puzzle. Oh, right, okay. It's just 8 birds centered in answers. All right, so eagle, that's 1. Turn, that's 2. Lark, that's 3. A wren, that's 4. A loon, that's 5. An egret, that's 6. An owl, that's 7. And a robin, didn't see that one, that's 8. All right, there we go. We found our 8 birds. As expected on a Tuesday, a nice, simple theme. I mean, this is one where it really could pass by you, although the revealer in this unusual sort of double down, compound down clue answer is, it is entirely referential to the theme. So there's no way to get this answer without either understanding the theme or simply filling it with crosses. But there we go. We found our 8 birds, and that's that. A nice simple theme, and a nice approachable puzzle for a Tuesday. And that is that for today. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday puzzle when we may take a bit of a step up into midweek difficulty solving. Do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.